En hallo mensen. Vandaag gaan we een hele interessante game spelen, namelijk de Stanley Parable. En het is een game in 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 een game die wij aan het spelen zijn. Je ziet het ook al hier zo een beetje de gameception of zo. En ja, de game gaat over, je bent een mannetje en uiteindelijk kom je achter dat je bestuurd wordt. En ja, wil je dat wel of niet? De game laat dat geheel aan je over. Ik ga even de ondertiteling aanzetten. Dat was ik vergeten, dat is niet zo slim. En dan gaan we gewoon beginnen. Waar staat het nou? Oh jee, paniek, paniek. Extra's, nee. Waarom staat saves uit? Enabled. Audio. Captioning language. Oh, kijk. We doen het full. Oké, daar gaan we. Back and begin the game. Daar gaan we. We gaan beginnen. Ik heb dit spel gezien bij Lekker Spelen en bij PewDiePie. Dus ja, nu benieuwd wat ik er zelf van ga vinden.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. Ja hoor. En we kunnen bewegen. Staat hier zo. I hate Fridays. Mondays staat er. Mondays. Oké, nou, laten we het gaan doen. Iedereen is uit het kantoor dus weg, uit het niets. Oh, ook. Oh shit. We zijn fucked. Iedereen uit het kantoor is weg. Ja, inderdaad. Wat zou dat dan betekenen? Oké, nu kunnen we kiezen of we dat doen. Gaan we naar de meeting room. Laten we het maar doen, weet je. We gaan de stem volgen net zolang totdat die stem iets zegt waarvan we denken van... Hé, maar dat is niet juist, dat gaan we niet doen. Oké.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hier is je eerste keuze. Een deur naar links, kan niet kwaad, ik ben linkshandig. Laten we het gewoon doen. Oké. Kijk, ondertussen gaan we kijken of we nog shit kunnen openen misschien. We zijn in de meeting room. Willen dat de deur dicht gaat?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
To-do list. Synchronize core value expenditures, shit global market parrot. Monetize free to play. Dat is denk ik een strikje. Help, I am opposed. Nou ja, ik heb nou gemist, we gaan naar de boss office toch? De broom closet, oeh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Ja, dat is goed, zo. Hey! Ga dicht, oké.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Als jij iets zegt, game. Nou de baas of... Nee, dat vind ik niet netjes. Als de baas niet is, dan ga je niet gelijk naar zijn kantoor. Ik ga naar beneden, fuck it. We gaan lekker naar beneden. wat is dit dan? Een rood lichtje, dat is ook niet betrouwbaar. Laten we doorgaan.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss,
Ja,
admitting he had
hij
left
heeft wel
his
gelijk.
post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
Ja.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh shit.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Oh nee.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Oh nee.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Zal dat het zijn?
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yes.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently...
Oh fuck, dit spel jongen.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh, dit
and
is
Stanley
ziek.
marveled that he had still not woken up.
Ik zie alleen vrij weinig.
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Oh nee.
Why is there a voice in my head
Ah, shit.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Ja.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice
Gaat dit steeds door?
me,
Ja,
thinking
dit gaat
about
steeds
how
door.
it's
Oh jee.
describing my thoughts, he thought.
Dan gaan we nou eens even
Although
wel
he thought it
luisteren.
all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all
Gaan we even
people in their
zitten.
dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Ja,
that
dat
this
gaan we doen.
was a dream.
We gaan bewijzen aan die vent van de
So he
voice-over
closed
dat het een
his eyes
droom is.
gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oké.
He felt the cool weight of the
Kom op
blanket
Stanley,
on
je
his
kan
feet,
het. Word wakker in je
the
bed.
press of the mattress on his back,
Kom op Stanley.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Kom op
I'm
staan.
through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oké, open die oogjes. Ligt hij in bed? Ligt hij in bed? Nee, we zijn nog steeds hetzelfde. Het was geen droom. Oh jee.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
Shit,
I have
drama.
a boss, I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Nee.
Who am I? Who am I?
Ah. Oh fuck.
Black.
Oh shit.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular
Ben ik
day,
dat?
her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Was dit het einde? Oké. Dit was dus één mogelijk einde. In de volgende aflevering gaan we dus een nieuwe spelen. Ik denk dat het een mogelijk einde was. Ik vond het wel een heel tof einde. Echt zo van, het was een droom en dan werd je wakker en dan bleek je gewoon dood te zijn op de sidewalk of zo. Heel vaag, maar ja. Nou, volgende keer dus een ander einde. Ik vind het een interessant spel. Ja, ik vind het een interessant spel. Tot de volgende. Bam.